Hi, you guys. It's Yaz, and today I'm going to answer a question that I've gotten from a few people. A lot of people want to say that the narcissist is on the down low, or that a narcissist is secretly bisexual or gay. And they want to know, is that true? Are narcissists gay or bisexual? And in a lot of cases, they are. And people don't realize this till later on, after being with the narcissist a long time. They start to see that, hey, the narcissist may be into other types of genders, okay? They may be secretly attracted, if it's a male, they may be secretly attracted to other males, or secretly attracted to other females, if it's a female, and they hide this. And the reason that they hide this is because of their image. There are a lot of narcissists that get married because of peer pressure that may be secretly bisexual or secretly gay, okay? But they want to put up a different appearance to their coworkers, their boss, their family, and they get into heterosexual relationships with somebody. They mislead somebody into thinking that they're really into them. And then later on, what happens is the narcissist shows other signs. And some of these other signs might be they may not want to sleep with you. They may not want to sleep with you, or they may want to dress up a certain way, okay? Like if you're married to somebody, you're in a relationship with a narcissist who's secretly gay, he may like to dress up secretly as a woman and you don't realize that. You may find clothes that, are women's clothes or something like that. And that's where the light bulb goes off and you say, what are these doing here? Your first inclination is that they're cheating on you, but then you realize, wait a minute, these are large sizes. This is not for a woman. This is a man dressing up as a woman, okay? And then, you start to find out things as well. You may find out that they went to a gay strip club and you're saying, well, why is my partner going to a gay strip club or something to that effect? Or they may be showing more interest in the men that are around more so than the women. So just because, a narcissist may not only just leave you for the other supply who might be, a woman or a man, they could leave them for the same sex, all right? And people don't understand this. And then they realize later on that they were gay the whole time. What a lot of them will do is, a lot of them will say, oh, well, they changed their sexuality later on, when the truth of the matter is they were gay or bisexual the whole time, but they hide it from their partners. They hide it from their partners because they're getting something from their partner, some kind of supply. They may be getting, money from their partner. They may be getting, security from their partner. They're trying to uphold an image. See, you have to understand something. Everything to a narcissist is their image. And so a lot of them try to fit in. They try to fit into, especially if they live in a very conservative type of area. They want to try to fit in. They want to try to be like, the guy or the girl next door. But a lot of narcissists have secret fetishes. A lot of narcissists can be very freaky and be into other things. They may be into threesomes, they may be into swinging, and they may be into same-sex relationships. And they don't tell their partners. They don't tell their partners till later on when they can't handle it anymore, and they come out and they're honest with them, or their partner secretly finds things. They find out things. They may go on their computer. They may go on the narcissist computer or on the narcissist phone, and they may see porn sites of gay porn sites or lesbian porn sites. And that's when the first inclination, like, what are they doing on here? Are they secretly into men? Are they secretly into women? Maybe that's why they really weren't into the sex with you. See, when a narcissist is not into the sex with you, there's a lot of different reasons why they couldn't be into sex with you. One, they could be with you for other reasons. Like I said, because of security. Maybe they wanted children. They had children with you, but they prefer other men. Or if it's the other way around and it's a woman, she prefers other women. But they want everything. Narcissists want it all. They want to have that wholesome image of, living in the house with the 2.5 kids, having that corporate job or having that job, and appearing one way to everybody. The other thing too is narcissists are also, if they have a narcissistic family, they're not going to want their narcissistic family to think of them in a different way. They're always trying to seek validation, usually, from their narcissistic family. They could have a narcissistic mother, a narcissistic father, and they're constantly trying to keep getting validation from their parents because maybe they were never validated, and they hide their sexual preferences. And so they appear one way, they get married, they appear one way. A lot of times they're trying to satisfy their families, and they get involved with somebody pretending that they're all in, pretending that they're a heterosexual, that they aren't gay, that they aren't bisexual, until they can't pretend anymore, okay? They could be living a whole other secret life that their partner doesn't even know about. Like I said, it could be an online secret life. They could be secretly meeting people in hotels. They could be going to certain strip clubs. They may be into other kinds of sexual lifestyles that their partner doesn't know about. They always want to keep it hidden because they don't want the shame. They don't want anybody to look at them in a different way, and they don't want their partners to leave them because they're afraid that if they tell their partner, hey, I like men on the down low, I'm on the down low, I like men, or something like that. If it's a guy and he likes other men, he's afraid his wife is going to leave him, all right? Or that she's going to shame him for it, or she's going to expose it to everybody else, his workers, his family, everything. So they hide that. A lot of times they're going to hide that from their partners, and they're not going to let them know. But like I said, you're going to know because you're going to see certain things that they do that are off, okay? They may be very, very feminine, all right? They may dress in a feminine type of way. They may speak in a feminine type of way, but then say they're a heterosexual when technically they're really not. They're just doing it for appearances. You may find, like I said, you may find certain sites on their phone, on their computer, or somebody may come to you and say something to you, like, they were slapping some dude's ass or something like that, or you know what I mean? Like somebody may come to you, or you may actually see that kind of behavior where they seem very, very, comfy with the same sex, and it doesn't seem normal to you for, let's say, a heterosexual guy or for a heterosexual woman. They seem more interested in their own sex than they are in you, or they may actually disdain heterosexual relationships, okay? So generally, you're going to feel it because you're going to feel like they're not all into you. You're going to feel like their mind is somewhere else. Their thoughts are somewhere else. Like I said before, they may not want to have sex with you all the time. They may not have sex with you at all. And generally, if your partner's not having sex with you at all, it's because they're usually having sex with somebody else. And it may not be who you think it is, okay? It may not be who you think it is, because a lot of people a lot of narcissists could discard you for another man or another woman, okay? They may be secretly always were into that, and they just never, ever told you. And again, this blindsides people, and it breaks up families, it breaks up relationships. Or the other thing too is they may broach you with it and try to get you in on that kind of lifestyle. That's what they'll do. Like if they want threesomes, they'll say, oh, come on, let's bring somebody into the relationship. It'll make it more fun for us. Let's bring somebody into the relationship. They're into threesomes, or they're into swinging or something like that. Generally, if they're into that kind of a lifestyle, right? Let's say they're swingers or something to that effect. They may even be secretly gay or secretly bisexual. Now, that doesn't mean everybody that's a swinger is secretly gay or secretly bisexual. but a lot of them will go both ways, okay? Because they want to try new things. And narcissists love excitement. They love new things, and they especially love new things in the bedroom. So they may get bored with the same type of lifestyle with a heterosexual partner. They may get bored with them and they want to try something else, or they want to do something new, all right? They're not, they're not conservative. They're not conventional. They want to do other things. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean somebody is a narcissist. I have to clarify that and put this disclaimer, all right? But what the difference with the narcissist is, the narcissist holds it and tries to pretend that there's somebody that they're not, okay? Because they're trying to put on that image. They're trying to put on that image to fool people. Narcissists, the difference with narcissists is that they're deceptive and they fool people and they pretend to be, heterosexual. You could actually have a gay man that goes after a woman for her money and tell her he's a heterosexual when really he's gay and he's only with her for her money, okay? Narcissists that are gay can go after somebody for other kinds of supply other than just sex. Just because a narcissist is coming after you doesn't mean that they're after you for the sexual part of it. But they could pretend and manipulate and deceive and tell you that they are a heterosexual man or woman and pretend all these things, to entice you when actually their preference isn't to be heterosexual. Their preference is, to be lesbian or homosexual. So the thing is, you guys, narcissists are deceivers. They mislead people. They pretend to be into the relationship. They pretend to be all into you because they see something in you that they want. And you've got to figure out what is it that narcissist was after. A lot of times it's after money. It could be after a place to live. It could just be attention, all right? Or the other thing, too, is they could be bisexual, which means they like both men and women, and they may get with you, but you're not enough. You're not enough because maybe it's a woman that gets with a man, and she's with him, because maybe she did want to have the sex with him, she was lusting him, or maybe she was after his money, but she's also has a sexual preference of other women, and she doesn't want to tell him that, because it will turn him off and she will lose that other supply of money from him. So what narcissists do is they lie. They lie, they deceive in their sexuality to get over and get that other supply from you. So their target is usually another supply from you, okay? It's usually some other supply, or they may just want to try you out, okay? They may just want to try you out. Maybe they are lusting after you, but they do not want to be in a monogamous, relationship. A lot of narcissists are on the down low, or they could be lesbian, and they don't tell people because they want it all. They want everything you can offer, and they want their secret life on the outside that nobody knows about. And they with certain people in the world, certain people will shame them for that. And a narcissist cares about what other people think. They don't want other people to judge them, criticize them, so they hide all of these things from the outside world, okay? They hide all these things from the outside world. So if you look at their behaviors, how they are with you, and let's say they're not that all into you, they could be cold, they could be unaffectionate, like a covert narcissist would be cold, unaffectionate, and you feel like maybe something's going on with them. Something most of the time is going on with them, but it doesn't mean that it's with another heterosexual person. It could be with somebody else of their sexual, gender. So, this is, again, what blindsides people, because they don't realize that the person that they could have been married to for many years were living a double life. There's a lot of women And it goes for men too. There's a lot of women that were married to men for many, many, many years and then found out things that they were with a man, okay? Maybe that person that they were with, the other man, came to the wife and told them what was going on, all right? Or maybe they caught them with a hotel receipt, or they saw messages on their phone from another man that was too friendly, or they were sexting with another man. And if it's a woman, she would be doing it with another woman, okay? And they say, oh my gosh, I don't even know who this person is because they never told me they were into same-sex person. They never told me that they lived that kind of lifestyle. And they misled me, okay? They misled you. And that's the difference between somebody who's just a heterosexual person and somebody or homosexual and somebody who's a narcissist, because the narcissist will be the deceiver. The narcissist will hide these things for their image because they want to portray that they're living a certain kind of lifestyle to impress people, and they don't want certain people to look down on them because they don't want to be criticized, they don't want to be judged, and they hide it from their partners, okay? So in a sense, what they did is they wasted these people's time by being in relationships with them or marriages with them, and they really had another preference. And eventually, what's in the dark always comes out in the light, and eventually their partners will find out later on that they may not be into women or they may not be into men if it's the other way around. And they find out that the narcissist is not really who they thought they were, okay? Because narcissists, especially the covert narcissists, they know how to hide their true, authentic self underneath. Not only do they hide their sexuality, they hide their addictions. They may be closet drunks. They may be into certain other addictions. They may be into porn. They may be into gambling. And they hide these things. Again, you guys, it's about their image. They don't want people to know because they're afraid of how they will be perceived by the outside world and outside people. They're terrified of what other people will think about them. So keep this in mind. When you get involved with a narcissist, they may be secretly into men or secretly into women, and they're not telling you, okay? They are not telling you. And the other thing, too, is that I want to bring up, and this is true, not all narcissists are pedophiles, but all pedophiles are narcissists. And one thing that you need to be aware of, and especially for the single parents out there that get involved with somebody, you may get involved with someone who could have pedophile tendencies. And this is a fact, this is truth, and this I have seen this, all right? I'm not just spieling out things that, I've heard, all right? I'm giving you facts. Everything I give you is real life experience, all right? Because I have seen a lot, I've been through a lot, and I'm going to tell you that sometimes you get involved with a narcissist and they're secretly not after you, but they're after your kids. This happens all the time. All the time. They just killed somebody in Florida on death row over something like this, where the woman was strangled because she caught the guy having sex with her teenage daughter, all right? And he killed her, he strangled her, and he slit the throat of her daughter. Her daughter, I think, ended up living. But the point I'm trying to make in all this is you don't know what kind of sexual preferences these narcissists have because they hide who they are, all right? And some of them could be very, very, dangerous in the sense that they could be after your teenage daughter or after your teenage son, because they may be secretly homosexual and not telling you that. So don't just think because you have a son and you get involved with a narcissistic dude that maybe, he wouldn't go after or try to rape your son or something like that, because it does happen. Now, for all the trolls out there that come back at me about all of this, I'm not saying every narcissist does this, all right? But there are some that do. And it's important that you are aware of this, all right? Because narcissists, They have no empathy. They don't care who they hurt. And they also, have secret sexual fetishes, and they're impulsive. So you have to be careful when you're around a narcissist, because, they don't follow any set of rules. They have no morals. They have no values. So I needed to point this out, all right? So you guys, this is what it is. The truth of the matter is, not all narcissists are on the down low or are gay or are bisexual, but yes, there are plenty that are, okay? And you have to be aware of that. And just because they tell you that they're all into women, they may not be all into women. They could be into men. Or if it's a woman, she could say she's all into men and she might be secretly into women, all right? Because remember the concept that I'm telling you. Narcissists are deceivers. Their father is Satan, the father of all lies. When you are dealing with a narcissist, you are dealing with a liar. And they will lie about anything, all right? You cannot trust a narcissist. Never, ever trust a narcissist or trust what comes out of their mouth. And, their sexual preferences as well. You will find out, some people will find out that the people that they were in relationships with were actually on the down low, all right? And they weren't who they thought they were, okay? And I'm losing my voice. So I hope that helps you. If it does, hit the subscribe button, share the podcast. If you're looking for confidential one-on-one phone coaching, check out the link in the bio at askgaz.wixsite.com/thegameexposed. All my podcasts you could check out, and my reels, almost 7,000 on YouTube, okay? I'm running out of things to talk about, but I'm trying. Everything about narcissism you could pretty much almost find on my channel. Go to my channel at the Game Exposed Podcast on YouTube. Go to the search bar, button to the right, and do a search for whatever you want to find out about these narcissists. You want to find out about covert narcissists? I do thousands of videos on covert narcissists, malignant narcissists, overt, grandiose, malignant, like I said. And, the differences. I did a podcast, the differences between a covert, malignant, over narcissist, grandiose narcissist, when they discard you, what they're going through, what going through a narcissist's mind during no contact. All of this is on my YouTube, okay? Because I get people that come to me and say, can you do a video on this? Can you do a video on that? You guys, I got almost 7,000 videos there for you to look and learn. It's all on my YouTube at the Game Exposed Podcast. TikTok is the Game Exposed. Instagram is the Game EXP123, and Facebook is the Game EXP123. And have a great day.